Hey guys, this is Tuck with May Happy Tables. Just wanted to come on to the cameras a few minutes and just show you guys how our neighbor blessed us today. We have a dozen of brown eggs that came directly from the chicks that they have raised. We are so grateful to get that. Our neighbor told me back earlier in the spring he was they was building a chicken coop and things back there in the backyard, and I could hear things going on. And I asked him one day, "Oh, that's what are you building?" He said, "A chicken coop." He said, "I got some baby chicks, and we're gonna start raising some chicks, and when we get some eggs and everything start laying, we're gonna bring you some." I said, "Okay, all right." I said, "That's all right. I appreciate it." And today, that materialized, saying that chickens are laying eggs quite handsomely, and that and they brought us over a dozen. I tell you, it takes me and May back to a long time ago when we was coming up, uh, when people had chickens, hogs, and cattle and different livestock around that we lived off of, and that's what we ate a good bit of growing up. People grow their own vegetables. They grow their own chickens. They raised their own chickens and hogs and things like this, and that's where a lot of the food and stuff come from. Because back then, people just didn't have a whole lot of money out of these parts. It just wasn't there, and the money and everything they had, that growing your own stuff helped supplement that and cause you to be able to go from season to season, year to year, and a lot of families then come up with large families. It had one unusual to have 5 or 6 children in each family, even more. So so that's the just of, and that's the memory it brought back to me, because I know of my siblings. It's 8 of us in my family, and I'm the oldest of the 8. So you come from large families down that way. A lot of times you're gonna have to learn to improvise and do different things to be able to supplement your income and everything, to be able to feed your family. And that just brings back a lot of memories. Now, a lot of folks don't do it now for that reason, but except for the fact we've been trying to tell people that the way things are and the way food supplies are getting short, that we need to start thinking about trying to raise and grow our own. And there's a lot of YouTubers out here that are echoing the same thing, and we certainly do here on May's channel. As you know, we not only do May do the cooking thing, we have our garden chronicles and things like that, and we do encourage as many people as we possibly can to learn to grow certain vegetables and things that you use and eat on a regular basis. If you have the area and you're in an area where you can raise chickens and things like that, build your little chicken coop, get your 5 or 6 chickens and a rooster or something, start doing things that can get you eggs and meat and things like this. And those are things that don't take a whole lot of effort on the part of a person doing it, other than the fact once you get prepared for it. You gotta, of course, build your coops and get everything done. But once you get the initial expense of everything done the way you want to do it, and get your coops set up, and those that have done this in the past, and particularly like elders, then they know how to do this. And just about anything you want to know how to build now, you can go to the internet or YouTube and about find something that someone has done to build it, that you can do yourself if you do not have the foresight or insight on how to do the things you want to do, or if you didn't watch your parents and grandparents as you grew up do these things. But we are so thankful for these eggs, and we just enjoy. Sometimes we were sitting out on the front the wife and I, and even Brittany, when she came home, getting to go, sat down and hear the rooster crowing out there in the yard. And Brittany said, "Ooh, what's that?" And we told, the neighbors had chickens around there, and we can hear the rooster crowing and the chicken clucking at times and stuff like that. And that just it kind of tickled us a little bit. She wasn't expecting it, but it just bring back so much memories to May and myself when we experienced that and to see the fruits of their labor. As you can see, our neighbor here have eggs going to bed, and they are just steadily raising eggs. And she brought neighbors, his wife, and himself raised these, and she brought a dozen eggs over to us, and we just thankful for that, and just want to reach out and let them know that we are appreciative, and that these eggs will certainly be put to great use. Because guys, I don't know where your area where you are, but eggs here in our area right now is $3 a dozen or a little better. And if you use eggs a lot, which we do, every bit helps, and we certainly do appreciate it. And also, as I mentioned about not only just trying to raise whatever livestock or meat products or anything that you can to supplement your food budget or whatever you're doing. And a lot of people now do that, just do this for a hobby, just trying to get back acclimating to doing the things that we did in the past. But it's no joke out here now, guys, and most of you know, food supply and shortage has been rampant here lately, and it's hard to get certain things, and when you do get it, you pay a premium price for it. Since we had the pandemic and everything going on, everything got short, and people working and plants shutting down and things like that, till everything got somewhat back to normal. Not totally there yet for sure, but some things that you can get now that you weren't able to get a while back, and particularly if you have a storm or something brewing in your area, and stuff like hurricanes coming, or any kind of major storm like that. I tell you what, these stores shelf empty quick, and they are not able to restock quickly as they have in the past because of the shortage of the stuff that they need, and the transportation and people to get it to the store. So we are just ever so mindful and trying to keep everybody aware of that there are things that you can do for yourself to help you, even if you're not in an area where you can actually build a chicken coop and grow chickens, or in a country area where you can raise your own hogs or cattle or anything like that. You don't have to do anything on a large scale to have what you need to eat and everything like that, if you have the area to do it. But if you're living in the city and town and stuff like that, we May Happy Table and May always tell you about growing vegetables in containers, things that you use regular, peppers, tomatoes, turnips, collards, any of that type of thing you can grow in container. We use a lot of grow bags and 5-gallon buckets and any kind of container, flower pots and stuff that's big enough to hold plants, and just put you some drain holes and things in them where you can water them and keep them fertilized and everything like it need to be. And you'll be amazed at the kind of money you can save doing that. And not only necessarily money you can save, the peace of mind and the tranquility that it gives you to know that with your hands and your effort you raise the food that you're eating, and you know what's in it, you know what you put, fertilizer you put in it, you know what you did to raise that, so you don't have to be concerned about that you get something that's sprayed with certain chemicals, that you get something that was mass produced by some other way that's other than the organic raising. Because right now a lot of times, this This stuff is produced so fast and so quick. It's amazing, and you can tell the difference a lot of time in the taste of how food is raised and stuff like that. So you can anytime you have fresh raised vegetables, tomatoes, peppers, collard, turnips, anything like that, broccoli, cabbage. I mean, you can tell the difference than home raised stuff that you can from the store if you eat enough of it and you use it on a regular basis. We certainly can here at our home, and I'm sure most of you will be able to as well. But I just want to come on a minute and show you what we were blessed with for our neighbor there, and they are such a great neighbors and of ours, and we just appreciate them sharing with us the eggs and stuff they got. And not only that, they do vegetables as well. It's the same neighbors that we show you when we producing cucumbers, those large big cucumbers and stuff that we show you a lot of time. Our neighbors produce those. And not only that, they have other things garden. They have a raised bed garden and things that they're doing as well. So this is nothing new for us right here in this area, but we're encouraging all of you that are not in areas where you can produce this on a large scale. You think you got to have a lot of land or property somewhere where you got to be able to plant a lot of this to be. If you have just 2 or 3 in your family, and you want to produce stuff, get you some grow bags, get you some containers, and plant you something that you can eat and live off during the summer, particularly the spring and summer months. I know a lot of areas in the north and stuff like that, the winters are kind of harsh, and you may not be able to grow stuff like that unless you have a greenhouse or a hot house or something. You can do that, but the spring and the summer months are usually, for the most part, or most areas are conducive to growing vegetables and anything like that you want to do. So we encourage you to do that on May May's channel and raise whatever livestock or anything you can, or the meats and stuff that you eat on a regular basis that you like to do. There's a lot of people around here like to hunt. I mean, there's people around here hunt. Deer season coming in. There's people be hunting deer, and they'll get a deer, and there'll be enough meat there for them to go through the whole winter and into the next season. Hog season, different things like that. So it's things that you can do, not only just domesticated animal, but anything like that people that do that. And that's a lot of people that like to hunt. You know, that I'm not nothing, because a lot of people do sports hunting, but there's people that hunt for food, and they hunt to have meat of a particular type of meat that they want for the year, for the over the winter season, or things like that will aid them in kind of reducing their food budget somewhat. And a lot of people do it for recreation. A lot of people do it because they need to. But whatever reason you're doing it, there's something that you need to know how to do, because God forbid, we hope we don't ever get to that, but this is maybe something that you may need have to rely on at some point. Because when food shortages is getting like we've had here at one time, when things are just hard to get, you better know how to do something to be able to survive out there and be able to get your food on the table and do it the way that you can feed your family. And so we just wanted to say that for a few minutes. I didn't mean to talk as long as I have, but I just wanted to bring that to you, and just tell you to keep on doing what you're doing, and if you will, just continue to pray for us, that we will continue to be able to bring you the videos and stuff that we bring, and show you the progress of our garden, and may continue to cook her recipes and show you these nice dishes that she cooks and make, and cakes, and holidays are coming up, so there's going to be dessert season and stuff coming up for a lot of folks. Cakes and pies and everything. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that is will be here before you know it. So I want to say it for you to think positive, use your common sense, and to know that May May and Tuck both love you, and you all have a good day, and God bless.